Hey, best friends.
Welcome to the Bestie Advice Podcast. Where we discuss all things relationships.
Hey, best friends. Welcome to the Bestie
besties.
Advice. Hey, welcome back to another podcast. We are well into season 2, and we are so excited that you have decided to join us on this podcast. We have a special guest. We are so excited and so blessed to be able to have Denise Dawidowski join us today. And I actually met her about a month ago. So she's a new bestie. Hey, Denise.
Hey, Denise.
And I'm just so intrigued and so impressed. I was invited by a good girlfriend of mine, Monica Beverly, to go to an event. I didn't know what I was going to. Monica said, just wear green. That's all she told me. And so I went, and I was truly blessed at what I saw, the sisterhood there, the empowerment. I just felt like, where have I been all my life that I've not met Denise? I've not met these women. And it was an amazing event. And then on top of that, she had all these African-American women that were vendors. Then I found out that she started a hair care line with her daughter. And I was just in love because I was like, I need to meet her personally. And so we're going to talk to her today all about her event, all about her hair care line, and just have her share her heart with the journey of how she started from point A to where she is now. So Karan, are you ready to talk to Denise? Doesn't she sound amazing?
Yes, she does. And I am excited to jump right into this conversation on today.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to the point to where you wanted to start a women empowerment event where you just brought in women to just really inspire them. How did you get to that point? And give us the name, like how do you know the name of the event, the color scheme, like give us all the tea.
Yes, all the tea.
Okay. So I actually was just sitting in my car one day outside of my job, listening to the radio, and I heard something on the radio about women empowerment. They were doing a commercial or something. And I was like, you know what? I would like to do an event that will empower women. And so that's kind of how I came up with the idea. And from there, it kind of took off. And I first started in 2015 with my first event. And I started off really small, just family and close friends. And then it just grew. And every year I would add a theme, of course, a title, and everything that we did at that event had to do with the title. So it was, when life gives you lemons. So we were yellow, and, the speakers spoke about, basically overcoming things, and when life gives you lemons, how to pretty much make lemonade. Yeah. And so that's just kind of how it took off. The name is Bsisters. I don't really recall how I even came up with the name Bsisters or where I'm from, but the meaning behind it is for us to be sisters, be closer together as women, because the stigma on us is that we can't get along, and we argue and we fight all the time, and so, and we're jealous of each other and things of that nature. And so I wanted to prove other people wrong, especially those who have placed that title on us.
Absolutely.
And so by doing that, I came up with the event and showed that like we can all get together in a room, whether it be 25 to 100 or more, and have a great time.
Yes,
absolutely. And that's really why Kirana and I started this whole platform, is to show that women can get along and can be friends. Absolutely. And that's why we talk about all things relationships, because we started out with empowered women empower women. And so both of us wanted to do that. So I am definitely all for that.
Yes, and that's good. And that's powerful as well. Denise, can you just give us just a little bit more in regards to like some of the things that actually would take place at your event in regards to empowering women?
Oh, so many things. Irene would be able to tell you because she came to one, but
Okay.
I'll go ahead and answer. And Irene, whatever I miss, you can take it from there, right?
Okay.
So some of the things that take place that I feel like start the process of healing, because that's really what the event is about.
That's good.
Help start the process of healing for women. And so like the last event that we had, they're always the third week of October, the third weekend of October. It's one day. So usually I pick up a Saturday or a Sunday. And this particular event was Restore and Rebuild, right? And so I had 3 different speakers to speak about, you know, their stories or how women could restore and rebuild their lives, relationships, whatever it was, you know, that they needed done in that moment, in that season, especially with us going through the pandemic and people losing their job, businesses. So man, like just going through financial issues. So that was one of the things that I wanted to, you know, do at this particular event. And so that's one of the pieces of it. The other piece of it is to have women bond, right?
Yeah.
Break out of their shell and get to know each other. I think that helps, because then you can wind up having lifelong friendships when you meet people at certain places. And so having the icebreaker where women have to get up and go around and meet one another, but share their truths with each other. Having a team building game, which I do it at every event. It's always done differently, where women get to actually work together as a team at their table. So those are some of the things that I use to kind of start that process of healing, start conversation, and kind of break the ice, so that the women who are sitting together, whether it's a table of 8 or 10, can get to know one another.
That's good.
Yeah. What I really liked about the speakers was each of them came from a different perspective, but the transparency is what just really got me, you know, from the first speaker about her having a background, you know, and addiction. And then the second speaker, you know, dealing with death. And then the third speaker just kind of bringing it all in, you know, she kind of preached us, but I thought it was, I really loved the transparency, because none of the women looked like what they had been through. And it was very motivational. And, you know, I could find myself relating to all the speakers, but in different ways, like snippets of what, you know, they were saying, but everybody's transparency about how they transformed into who they were was very encouraging. So I was encouraged and inspired. I thought it was really good, you know, the speakers that you had. So I thought it was very well put together, and how you had the speakers speak. So definitely.
Well, thank you.
Definitely. So how do you come up with the colors? Do you just think about it, or do you just, you know?
So glad you asked. The color is based off of what the title is. So first I come up with the theme, you know, the title. And so that's like I used earlier, When Life Gives You Lemons, also one where we had Broken or Beautifully Broken. You know, that was Black, you know. Flaws, we had that, and women wore white blouses or shirts and blue jeans, kind of to give that balance, because although we have flaws, there are things that we like about our flaws.
Right.
We really like, so thank God he gave us a balance, right? And I feel like most women, if not all, look really great in jeans. Like if you buy the right pair, right? Look all things, but then when it comes to the white blouse or the shirt, if you waste something on it, now it shows the flaw, right? So that kind of was what that was about. So that's how I come up with it. And the last one, you know, Restore and Rebuild, it was simply like, what does that mean? Like that's like growth, you know, you're so green. It's like more for that Restore and Rebuild. So that's how I come up with the colors.
So you revealed your hair care line with your daughter. What was the inspiration behind that? And your daughter is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna tell her you said that. The inspiration behind the hair care line was I've done hair. I used to be a hairstylist for 15 years.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. So I've went to school for hair in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and so that was the inspiration. That was some of the inspiration behind it. I no longer wanted to stand on my feet and, do someone's hair. But I remember working for actually two gentlemen, and I asked them about, running their own business and some questions about what inspired them and what made them want to go into the business they were in.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that one of the gentlemen said was always go into a business doing something you already know. Yeah. And so for me, I know hair, all textures of hair before they even started calling it 4A, 4B, 4C.
Yeah.
Textures, I knew hair, and that was what I was inspired by doing. And then just to have my daughter come along on the journey is just even more exciting for me as well as her to have that duo type thing. So yeah.
That's good.
So did you have help when you came up with the formula, the mixture? Because I have not tried the shampoo, but I have tried the leave-in conditioner, and my hair just had amazing slip. It just felt like butter. It just glided through my hair. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, how did you know, like, what products to use?
Just a lot of testing for one. So I always test on my own hair. Once I think that something is good, then I'll have other people test it for me and give me feedback on what they like or dislike about the product. Mm-hmm. But it was just myself and my daughter and my son. I can't leave him out. We were testing the products on our hair because, of course, this particular line, Moisturizing Milk and Manuka Honey, is for 4-type hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's pretty much how that goes. But to answer your question as how did I come up with the formula and things like that, I had to hire a chemist to assist me, of course, in coming up with the formula, and pretty much just like trying out different products to see what I liked about or disliked about other products, and saying, okay, I don't want that in my product. I want my product to feel like this or feel like that. So that was some of the things that I had to test out and be able to just to come up with what I thought would be a great product for women of color.
That's good. So, I do want to ask you, Denise, so when it comes to, our hair, whether we have natural hair, permed hair, short, long, extra curly, straight, whatever it may be, how important do you think it is for a woman to keep up with her hair? Do you think it affects her confidence? If she gets it done, if she doesn't get it done, how important do you think a woman's hair is in regards to her confidence, her self-confidence? The reason why I say that, I know I can recall, it's just a few years ago, this young lady that I know, she would get her hair done like any other time, she's fine. But then she'll get her hair done. It just seems like she was just a totally different person because her hair was done.
Yeah.
Now, I know with some, it can affect them where they kind of think, I'm all that now that my hair is done. But do you think a woman's hair affects their confidence?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know if you may have not seen my commercial that I came out when I launched the product. I have a commercial for Korzen Hair, and it literally it talks about confidence.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
And so anytime if a woman doesn't have her hair done, imagine a woman. Let me say this. If a woman lost her hair, I know women who have lost their hair. It's in my ebook, and those women who have lost their hair, can you imagine what it does to their confidence? Absolutely. When you're used to having a head full of hair, whether you comb it, get done or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
You still have it, and then you lose it. That does something to a woman's confidence. Yes. And it takes a lot for a woman to actually say, you know what, it's time for me to shave my head bald because I'm losing my hair to the point where I can't even do anything else with it.
Yeah.
And so I also feature two women in my ebook. It's not just hair, it's a journey, who actually went through alopecia. And one went through alopecia as young as 21 years old.
Wow.
So, the way we wear our hair, the thickness, the thinness, the texture, all of that plays a part in our confidence. I also believe that hair tells a story, which is what Korzen is all about. When a woman don't comb my hair, you most like you like, okay, she's unkept or she's going something.
Yeah.
No, that's what we say.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
When a woman cuts her hair, she's trying a new thing or something that happened in her life. And she's like,
major events.
Hair. Yes, major events, something dramatic, something drastic. We don't know, right? But a woman.
Right.
So, there's so many reasons why we style our hair the way we do. Even for me, like this top knot bun is just really a protective style and something simple and easy that I don't have to put my fingers in my head. So, to answer your question, absolutely. A woman's hair is it's a pride and joy, but for those women who do not, any longer have hair, they are rocking those bald heads like no other, and they still look gorgeous. And they, are still like wearing that confidence and learning, how to get that confidence back after losing their hair. And I'm like, I celebrate them as well.
Yeah. And I know I do believe that our confidence does start from, from the inside out. And like you say, whether your hair is pulled back, because I will pull my hair back, slap it back, put some gel on it and put it in a ponytail in a minute. And I still think I look good. So I really do believe that it actually starts on the inside and works its way out, and that our hair actually adds more beauty to us. Like you say, whether we're bald or our hair is down our back, it like adds to us. But we have to be confident in who we are. We have to feel that we're beautiful with makeup, without makeup, with earrings on, without earrings on. That's just me and my personal thoughts. Like, is that something that you agree with in regards to our self-confidence in our hair?
I agree to it with as far as like, with the makeup and the earrings, but when you're born with something, so to speak, right? And it's something that you're used to having. So earrings we are not necessarily used to having, right?
That's good.
You can take those off before you go to bed. You can pick and choose not to wear them, right? Even with makeup, like I have no makeup on now, I get to choose, I don't want makeup on today. I feel fine with the way I look. But when it comes to hair, most women are born, or, at some point they got some hair on their head, and so with that, it's very hard to say, be confident that your hair should make you, but in a sense, it actually does. It's a part of our identity, right? The texture, the kinky, the coily, the curly, wavy, straight is a part of someone's identity. I have a biracial son, and so his hair texture looks nothing like mine. And so the texture even of his hair is a part of his identity. That's one of the ways people can tell, like even the color is like, is he mixed? He looks like he's mixed. But they see that because of the hair texture. Sometimes when I have a cap on his head, nobody really notices until I take the hat off, right? So with that being said, yes, I agree to some point that certain things, your confidence comes from the inside. But when you look in the mirror and you're used to seeing yourself a certain way, that also can, give you confidence or lower your self-esteem.
So what can women do that are battling, alopecia or things outside of their control, like if they had hormonal issues or things like that, what would you suggest? Like, finding a good hairstylist, or what can they do so that they can feel confident? Because I do know someone it's like in their bloodline, like it's hereditary, where her grandmother, like I've seen it, like I've seen her grandmother, her mom, and her, they have a huge bald spot in the middle of their head, but it's nothing she can do or nothing. And I was like, oh my gosh, but how can she feel? What can she do to feel confident? Because she really has bad low self-esteem. Like, she wears wigs a lot and things like that. So, and she doesn't want to. So how can they work with the hair that they've been given?
Well, once you start losing your hair, just like even men, when they start going bald, we're rooting for them to cut it off right. We're like, just let it go.
Just let it go. Yeah.
But even with them, it's hard for them to even let it go.
Yeah.
They're just not ready, because again, goes back to like, I'm so used to seeing myself with hair and now I'm losing it and I want to hold on to the little bit that I have.
Yeah.
So imagine a woman who's had long draping hair, or even if she wore it short, whatever style she wore it in, it's just very hard. And so I wish I could answer that question about, how that woman or women in her situation could build more confidence. What I can say is that there are hairstylists who specialize in working with women with alopecia. And so in order to get them out of the wigs, there are things that they can do. Of course, it still, includes extensions, but it looks more natural than a wig does. And so there are women out there, you can find them all over social media, that actually specialize in doing those particular types of hair. And I used to, back in the day, 2 women in particular, one who just recently went bald. I'm super proud of her because, 20 years ago when I was doing her hair, she had a bald spot in the crown of her head and it was pretty big. And so I would, just add extensions. So that would be one of the ways until that woman, if she's ever ready to just go bald. But that just takes a lot for a woman to do.
I'm sure.
That's a big step.
So let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about your book. I actually just started your book. Blessings Will Not Come to Me. What was the inspiration for that?
Oh, a poem. Simply put, a poem that I wrote when I was about 15 or 16 years old. Yeah, that was the inspiration. So that was the inspiration for the book. It was the inspiration for the title.
Oh,
wow. So can you give us just a little bit, like a synopsis of what that book is about, as well as your next book, Pieces of Life?
So the book, Blessings Will Not Come to Me, it released last year, October 21st, 2020, right? So this book released last year, and it's about the life of Tori and how Tori, she pretty much has lost faith in God on her journey. And so there's some things that are going to happen in her life where she is able to regain faith. And just pretty much the title just kind of goes with Blessings Will Not Come to Me, because sometimes when things aren't working out our way, we think, that we're not being blessed and things are happening for no reason, but there's always a reason behind it. Yeah. And there's always a greater reason. And a lot of times it actually has more to do with other people than it has to do with us, our assignment from God. So that's pretty much like Tori she's on this journey in life, and she's going to find out that she's actually been blessed the whole time. So pretty much. To answer your second question, Pieces of Life, this is a series, so it's part of Blessings Will Not Come to Me. And so you would have to read Blessings Will Not Come to Me to get all of Pieces of Life. But it's really just about Tori's husband, Tay, and the book just tells his story from a man's standpoint of view, because we as women have our stories and the things that we go through, but we don't really realize what men go through. And I mean, like, really go through. We see more so of the surface, because men aren't really big talkers. And so this Pieces of Life will get to show what Tay has went through and will go through on his journey.
Oh, okay. I like that series. So building, okay. So I would definitely be following this series, Tori and Tay. I like that. Wow, it's been such a good conversation. So our podcast is all about friendships and relationships. And Kiran and I started talking about our friendship. We've been friends for over 20 years. And our friendship was very gradual, but it was very consistent. And how we just kind of one day looked at each other and was like, you know what, we're best friends. I mean, we both understand like our husbands are our best friends.
Yeah.
We understand that because we have really strong marriages, but our husbands are best friends, like we're best friends. So it just works out great.
Yeah.
And so we have some questions for you around friendship.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. So these are two of our, what we consider our signature questions for the bestie advice. So the first one is, what is a red flag or a deal breaker for you to cause a relationship? So this is more so a friendship, to cause a relationship to end or for you to just cut the relationship off.
Oh, there are a lot of red flags that I can name that I would cut a relationship off. Should I just give you one or just give you a couple of them? Like,
hey, however you want to do it.
If you flirt with my man, you know, I would think that would be, I gotta cut you off.
That's number one.
Yeah,
look, that's number one in my book. Don't come from my man now. Don't come.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some people start looking at what you got and they start adding your man. Like,
right, girl.
So yeah, you start adding my husband a little bit too close, like you making me uncomfortable. I'm gonna cut you off.
Yes.
I think that breaking my trust, if I'm confiding in you about something and you break that trust and you go and I hear it again that you told my business and you we have to. And I would say befriending someone that you know intentionally is trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, I'm not a selfish friend, but when you go out of your way to connect with somebody who you know has ill will towards me, I have to look at you with the side eye, and then I again have to cut you off, because now it makes me wonder, why are you going out of your way to be friends with this person?
Yes, absolutely. It's funny because it seems our guests for our past few episodes that that loyalty and trust, that's like number one. And I know that's the same thing for me. I think for Irene as well, when you're out there and you kind of let your guards down, because first of all, it's hard to let down your guards. So when you let it down and I'm giving it all to you, I'm spilling it all to you, and then it comes back around. Yes, that's it. That's all. We're done.
Period.
Exactly. Period. So our next question is a more on a lighter note, is what's a green flag or an indicator to know that that person is a true friend?
A true friend?
Yes.
Oh, let me see. I gotta think. Why is that one so difficult for me to come up with? I mean, I guess, I don't know, I think that there are different levels.
Yeah.
So I think that the longer we know each other, then I will figure it out. That's just me. We have to go through some stuff for me to figure that part out. I can't say supportive because I get support from people I don't even know on social media.
Right.
So that don't mean you're my friend. That just means you're supporting me. So like, even if you came to visit me while I was sick, I mean, I go visit sick people and I have no clue who these people are. I pray for people I don't know, all of that. So I think at this point, it would really be time will tell. And so my friend who, Irene, you got to meet at the events, we have been friends since high school. And so time has taken us through some things. And it has strengthened our friendship. And so I think that's what really needs to happen. It's like time will gonna put some stuff on you, some things gonna happen in y'all life, and you gonna know whether she ride or die. She gonna know whether you ride or die.
Right.
And I loved your story when you talked about your friend that was there and how you guys reconnected. And so yeah.
5 years. We look, Karan, you haven't heard this, but you know, we were both married previously, and we got rid of the husbands and we reconnected. They were the ones that separated us.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, jealous, and men can be jealous of just a friendship. We had a really strong friendship, talked a lot, you know, 2 times a day. And I, you know, it was just like, yeah, we don't want y'all really being friends anymore. And it was okay.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was for a little bit that we both had to, we took a break. We had to go our separate ways. But when we came back together, we had cleaned up some things, and some of those things were them.
That's good. But I agree, you know, time reveals people's true character, their true intent. You can wait people out because you can only wear a mask for so long, and then the real you shows up. So I definitely agree with that. And that's how Kirana and I talk about it in this podcast quite often about, you know, our friendship. We never rushed into being friends. We actually were associates for a while. We were just associated through church and different people, and just said hi. People thought we looked alike and things like that. And we were family, but we were just associates. And it was a gradual finding out what we had in common. And like you said, it was just time. I supported her, she supported me. But, you know, as things happened, our friendship grew. So I really do like that answer because it's true.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Denise, for being on our podcast. You have been an amazing guest, and I'm excited about all the things that God is going to do in your future. Can you tell our viewers, like, where can they find you if they want your book, your hair care product, if they want to be on a list to be invited to the Bsisters event next October? Where can they find you?
Okay, so the first book is actually available on Amazon. You can type in the title, Blessings Will Not Come to Me, and you can also type in my name along with that, Denise Dawidowski. It's spelled like, or sounds like the Widowski. So if you put the as D-A Widowski, that's the easiest way to find the book, and you can have it downloaded right to your phone. So all of the paper copies are sold out. And then the second book that will be released, I have paper copies of that. And so right now, you can actually find me on social media to just kind of keep up with when I release the book and anything else going on with the hairline. So I'm on social media as Denise D_influencer. That's on my Instagram. Dawidowski Denise on Facebook. So it's just my name spelled my last name first and first name. And Korzen Hairline. So korzenhair.com is where the website you can go to you know, purchase your hair products for type 4 hair. We'll be dropping more products and of course coming out with different lines for different textures of hair. So in order to stay connected with me, I would suggest signing up through that website, korzenhair.com, so that you can get emails about the hair care products. So yeah, and of course, Korzen Hair is on Instagram, the business page, as well as Facebook.
Oh, good. I love it. You are doing big things. And Kirana and I, like, we are all about supporting and empowering all women, but in particular, Black women. So thank you again so much for being a guest. So Kirana, do you have any closing words?
I do want to thank you as far as Denise coming on and enlightening us. Look, and enlightening me. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but I really do appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, sharing your journey. Look, I'm looking forward to your event on next year. So besties out there, go ahead and get on the train. Go to her Facebook page, go to her Instagram page. Let's support this beautiful Black woman and her business. Make sure you tell others about her. As Irene has said, trust the product. She's already tested the product and the product is good.
Yes.
So go ahead and you purchase her products, get her books, just support this Black woman. We're all about relationships. We're all about supporting one another. And as I always say, you want somebody to support you, so you have to make sure that you're out there supporting someone else. So this was a great show. Thank you again, Denise, for coming on and sharing with us. Besties, until next time, see you all later.
Bye.